So these past 2 weeks has been kind of a crazy turn of events for Black people who are listening to Kanye and Candace Owens, and their eyes are beginning to be open about why in the world are we so loyal to the Democratic Party, and thinking to themselves, wait a minute, I don't have to vote Democrat. Why do I vote Democrat in the first place? People are questioning that, and I think that we conservatives and Christians and believers on the right have an opportunity to tell everybody that is waking up the reasons why they should not just wake up and leave the Democratic Party, but come to our side. We've got to give them reasons to come on over to our side. So the first thing we need to do is make them recognize that, you know what, Democrats or people that are former Democrats that are leaving, you're more conservative and have always been conservative more than you think. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kwam Teasy with the Christocrats and the Red Pill Reality, here with another video. How are you guys doing? I appreciate everybody watching these videos, but we are going to play a game. My theory is that you guys who are leaving the Democratic Party, who are waking up, opening their eyes, and kind of in the middle now, sort of wondering where you're going to land, I want to let you know that you're already more conservative than you even think.
No way.
And to claim and stand on the conservative side does not mean that you have to exit your blackness, or does not mean that you have to let go of the notion that there is inequalities in this country. It just lets you know that there are ways to deal with it without having to be a victim, right? So I'm gonna let you know, we're gonna do a quick little fun test, quiz, and you're gonna see that you're probably more conservative than you think.
I don't believe you.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions, set up some scenarios real quick, and you can go ahead and answer. We'll just see, right? We'll just see, because at the end of it, if you find out that you're more conservative than not, then you know, I'm giving you permission. We're giving you permission to call yourself conservative. You don't have to turn in some imaginary black card to say that you're conservative. You can speak out on injustices and still be conservative. So here we go. Question number one, scenario number one. Okay, so let's say you go to Walmart and you're walking inside of Walmart or some grocery store, and outside of it, you see a homeless person who, let's just assume that this person is legitimately homeless, right? And you give them a couple bucks as you walk in. You know, you feel bad for them. You give them a couple bucks that they're asking for. You go in, you go out, and then you go home, right? You go into Walmart, you come out, and you go home. You know, or you go to a couple different places, you know, and then you go to the house. Upon opening the door to your house, you see that same homeless person sitting on your couch, eating the ice cream, the last of the ice cream that was in the refrigerator. What would you do? Would you let them stay?
Pack your bags and get out of my house.
So they came in through the back door that somebody left open. Would you be cool with letting them stay because, hey, they're homeless and hey, they need a place to stay and they want to come live at your house, and eat your food and stay with your kids. And you don't know who this person is at all, but they want to stay there. Would you be cool with that?
Are you crazy?
Or do you have locks on your doors? Question number two. Let's say, you know, you're back at you're a child again, and you and your best friend are, and you know, you got your buddies and you're out there on the playground, and your best friend is the strongest kid on the block. Like the strongest kid, he's nice, he's cool with everybody, but he's the strongest kid. Nobody wants to mess with him, but you are being bullied.
I'm not a coward!
By some other kid. And this other kid that is bullying you is recruiting other kids to bully you as well. They don't want you to play on the playground. They don't think that you have a right to be there at all. But your best friend is the biggest kid on the block that everybody's afraid of. Now, would you be cool if your best friend sees you getting bullied by everybody else and your best friend is just chilling and doesn't do anything to help you? Doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything? Do you think that would be okay? Would that be morally okay?
Wow, that's messed up.
Or would you want your big best friend to help you? Scenario number three. you had a parent, one of your parents, who, God forbid, ended up senile or had Parkinson's or something like that, and they became totally dependent on you, completely dependent on you as your parent. You had to feed them, you had to bathe them, you got to make sure, or let's say somebody you love got injured, and you had to feed them, bathe them. They're still alive, they're still cognizant, but you have to do everything for them. And that has become a burden on you financially, emotionally, and all that. And they're old, they may be old or disabled or whatever, and it's now your responsibility to take care of them because they're your relative. Would you think that it would be okay for Congress to pass a law and you take this option to then terminate this person's life because they are now a burden on you and there's nobody else really that would help them out, or you think that nobody else is going to help them out, or you think that their life, because of the burden that they would cause and because you weren't ready for it, that you should be able to terminate their life, kill them? Or should you take care of that responsibility? When it hits home, that's when things change, huh? Last thing I'm going to ask you. Let's say that you have aspirations to do like we're doing here and create a YouTube channel, right? Now, your YouTube channel is all about social change, and your YouTube channel is about making sure that people understand about the oppression and that we need to do something about it. And let's just so happen that your channel gets really popular, right? You put on all the work, you do the videos, you do the editing, you put in, post it on different media sites and all that, and you do all the work, and eventually it grows and you have 1 million subscribers. Wouldn't that be awesome? And you're starting to get money in from it. But your cousin, who would like to have a YouTube channel, but didn't do any work, didn't really, do any research or get a video camera or invest at all, but they want to do, and they have a dream to do that. Do you think that it would be fair that you take your earnings from what you built up and give them half of it? Just because we want to be fair and everything be even.
It's not fair.
That person has to now get half of what you have put into it. So you get, $500,000 from your channel, and you've got to give them $250 just because we want to be fair. Or do people get what they earn? So you see where I'm going with that. Most of your answers, I can pretty much predict most of your answers if you're being honest. I know that a lot of these things are not in a vacuum, and there's a lot of different factors that go with it. But when it comes down to it, we all pretty much live as though we are conservative. We can talk about all these things we want to, but we live as if we're conservative. And I'm going to take it a step further. Whether you believe or not, you live as though you believe in one God, in the Christian God.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Now, you may not believe in God, you may not be a Christian at all, but you live as though there's a notion of fairness. You live as though there's a notion of true morality. You live as though there's a notion of truth. How can there be truth without a standard of that truth? You're more conservative than you think. Don't worry about having that label put on you. Now, me personally, I am not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Thank God. I'm a Christocrat. And you should be one too. And there's reasons why on my channel, why you as a Christian need to exit. And I believe that the best place for you to be is a Christocrat, someone who claims to have a relationship with the Lord, and that relationship determines your politics. And trust and believe that as a believer, you cannot be an active believer, fulfill the Great Commission, and be exited from politics. So you're more conservative than you think. Come on, Cleveland. Come on over to the side. Claim conservatism, and let's be conservative with compassion. Let's talk about personal responsibility and enclose it in care for others, and don't be ashamed of it. If you like this video, if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the bell to get notifications, because if you don't, then you're not going to get notified that we got more videos coming up. we're excited. We got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of great things coming up for you guys. As I've been saying, I'm gearing up for it. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, love God, hate sin.